just see if I can edit the code and add that information too. So now we are seeing the URI that were kind of queried, but we are not seeing the base URL. Let's say over here, cs.sasu.edu. So let's see if we can kind of change the code right now itself and add those features again to the log file. Okay. So what we can do is that we can do nano.zip.file. And what we can do is that over here, there's one very good thing in Python is that if you see over here, what we are doing is uh, we are first checking like the packet that we have. We are checking like if packet.highest layer, if it is HTTP, then what we are doing is we are checking the time, like packet.sniff time, packet.ip.source, packet.http.request method. So everything is starting with pkt dot, if you see over here. Okay. So what we wanted to know is that how we can know like what are different functionality that this PKT would have. Like we know that okay, over here it has one of the functionality called as request method or the request URI. But are there any other things over here like that we can kind of use to kind of get the base URL that we see over here? So what you can do is that what you can do is over here. Let me do just one thing. What we can do is we can say print and then we can say dir pkt.http. Okay. So what it will do for us, it will tell us all the functionality that this pkt.http provide for us, like request method, request URI, and whatnot. Okay. And what we do is that we just print that for once, not like for every HTTP packet. So what we do is that let's say c equal to 0. Okay. And what we do is here over here, what we do is we will say if c equal to 0, and then what we do is c plus equal to 1. So what we're doing is we are just printing the value for once, not like for every HTTP packet, because the information will be same. Okay. And then what we're doing is when the c value is 0, we just print that and we increase the value of c to 1. Now when again we see the next HTTP packet, this information will not be shown to us again because this time the c value will be 1. The next time the c value will be 1. Okay. Now what we do is that we control X and save this new pcap, new information. And what we do is that we just do get p.py. Okay. Now let's see what information we get this time. So give it a moment. Okay, so now what we have seen is that what we are seeing over here is that what are the different functionality that this pkt.http provide to us. So what we are saying is we see that okay, request method is this functionality that the pkt.http provides. So we see yes, that functionality is kind of mentioned over here. In similar manner, do we see that request.uri is provided? So we see yes, that request.uri is provided. Okay. Now our task is to kind of see which of the function over here can provide us this info, which is the domain name that we are interested in. So let's figure that out. So from the name itself, what we see is that this is the one that will kind of help us in kind of getting that information, request underscore full underscore URI rather than just the URI path. Okay. So what we will do is that we will utilize this. So just from the name itself, we know that, okay, this will be something kind of that will be helpful to us. Okay. So that's one thing. The other thing, what you can do, let's say we also wanted to kind of see the user agent for an example. Okay. So let's kind of utilize that features. Now we know that there are few extra functionality. Now let's try that up. Okay. So what we will do is that let's say we just copy this up. Let me just kind of copy this thing. And let me just go again to nano-gif.py. And what we do over here is that we edit the script, okay, and saying something like full URL, okay, and then we give that value, that function, and here we will write pkt.http, okay. So that is one thing that we did. Now we are expecting that maybe this will give us the full URL rather than just the URI path. We will get the full URL now. So that's one thing. And the other thing, what we can also do is, let's say we say user agent, and we again save that as pkt.http dot, and let me just copy that user agent field. Okay, this is the one. So let me just copy that and again open that file. And over here, what we will do is we'll save that file, like the user agent. Okay. Now we are capturing two additional information, and let's see like if this works this time. Okay, so we do Control X Y, and we do CLR clear, and this time we do Python3 getp.py. Okay. Okay, so the file should have been generated. We just see that, and we see what's the size and also HTTP log. So we are only interested in this one. So what we'll do is that we will do clear, and then we'll do cat http.log python. So now you see, guys, we have additional information like the user agent. What was the user agent? We know that, like, because I was visiting that website from Firefox. So this user agent tell me that, okay, I am using Ubuntu operating system, and my browser is Firefox. Okay, and this is the version of Firefox. Every details over here. The other thing what we also see over here, the full URL. What we see is that this is the full URL that was provided. So this information was not there earlier, but this is how what we can do is that we can enrich our data based on like different scenario and based on like whatever information we wanted to achieve. Okay, and now what we can do is that we can also kind of add certain functionality, as I told, like the virus total functionality. What it will do is that it will check like if this base domain is kind of malicious or not. Okay, so there are a lot of things that can be done. And is there any question till now for this script, guys? Did you understand everything over here, or do you have any additional question? So I take that silence as no question, and let me just quickly go to that. So one of the other thing that I like to showcase, guys, to you is that we saw like what's the help of dir command. It says us like what are different functions that we can use. Now let's say what we can also do is we can also do something like this. Print, and then we can say help. Okay, help. And now let's say we know that there is a function like this. Okay, we know that there is a function like for pkt.http, which is user agent. But let's say we don't know what that term is. Okay, what the meaning of that term, what's the use of that function. Okay, so what we can do is that we can just say help pkt.http.useragent, and then we just kind of execute this one, let's say. Okay, and now this time what we do is that we execute the script again, and this time you see it is not actually telling us the Python documentation, but one of the things is that let's say we just go to the clear, we just do import Python 3. There is a function known as import OS, like there's a functionality OS to, let's say, open the file. So what we do is that we see like what are the functions we have over here. So we see there are a lot of functions over here, and one of the function is open. So let me just quickly go to that. LMNO. So this is the one of the function that we used